Hi, I'm Patty Llano, and I'm the Business Development Manager for BTC Power. BTC Power is a leading manufacturer of AC and DC EV chargers based in Southern California. We provide charging solutions for private, commercial, workplace, and highway locations. Our chargers cater to passenger EVs as well as medium and heavy-duty electric vehicles. Today, I'm going to provide an overview on NEVI Compliant Chargers. I'm going to start by providing a quick overview of the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure, or NEVI, program. The bipartisan infrastructure law, enacted as the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that was signed into law in late 2021, represents a significant investment in the future of electric vehicles and the infrastructure required to support them. This includes $7.5 billion allocated to build out a national network of EV charging stations along highway corridors and within communities over the next 5 years. Key goals and initiatives of the EV infrastructure program include establishing a nationwide network of 500,000 EV chargers along 75,000 miles of U.S. highways by 2030. This is intended to provide convenient and reliable charging options for EV drivers, specifically along major highways and interstates, and meeting the broader goals of achieving net zero emissions by no later than 2050. $5 billion of the $7.5 billion of funding goes to the NEVI formula program that allocates federal funding to states to deploy EV charging along designated alternate fuel corridors. Each state is responsible for implementing their own EV charging deployment plans and awarding funding to eligible applicants, which include both private and public entities. The remaining $2.5 billion is for the Charging and Fueling Infrastructure Discretionary Grant Program. The CFI program aims to fill gaps in the national charging and alternate fueling network by providing both corridor and community funding opportunities. Eligible applicants include cities, counties, local governments, and tribes. To summarize, NEVI is a state-focused program to provide EV charging along major highways, and CFI is a grant program that complements NEVI to ensure equitable access to EV charging across communities and highways. The NEVI program includes funding for up to 80% of eligible costs. This includes costs related to EV charging hardware, make-ready work, upgrades to existing chargers in order to make them NEVI compliant, and operations and maintenance costs. Applicants need to provide a minimum 20% cost match and are responsible for acquiring, installing, owning, operating, and maintaining the equipment. NEVI includes equity and Justice 40 initiatives, ensuring that 40% of NEVI benefits go to disadvantaged, low-income, rural, and tribal communities. The initial funding under this program is directed for the build-out of state alternate fuel corridors. When the national network is fully built out, remaining funding may be used on other public roads and publicly accessible locations. Federal regulations have set minimum standards and requirements for project funding under NEVI, and each state can establish its own NEVI requirements beyond the federal standards. Here are the key federal requirements. NEVI charging stations should be spaced approximately 50 miles apart and within 1 mile of an approved interstate exit or highway. Each NEVI-funded site must include charging stations with a minimum power capability of 600 kilowatts and 4 150 kilowatt DC charging ports. Charging stations must maintain an average annual uptime of at least 97% and include a 5-year operations and maintenance plan. This ensures the continued availability and functionality of the chargers. In addition, the sites need to provide 24/7 accessible charging to the public. Next, I will provide an overview of the NEVI product requirements established by Title 23, Part 680 of the Electronic Code of Federal Regulations. In order to be NEVI compliant, EV chargers must meet several requirements, including complying to Build America, Buy America requirements, providing a minimum output of 150 kilowatts per port, include a permanently attached CCS1 connector with options for NACS and CHAdeMO connectors, provide secure payment options, including contactless payments, allow interoperability of EV charging infrastructure, which includes plug-and charge capability and conforming to Open Charge Point Protocol 2.0.1. In addition, the chargers must be designed to securely switch charging network providers without any changes to the hardware. As previously mentioned, the EV chargers need to meet a minimum uptime of 97%. And the chargers should be certified to appropriate yield standards for EV charging equipment. Thank you for watching. Learn more about NEVI and NEVI compliant EV chargers by visiting our website for more resources. Or you can also email me directly at nevi@btcpower.com.